Good morning, I'm Casey, joining you live for our transformation series. We are on transformation or makeover number 3 today. This week we've worked on 2 other makeovers and we've posted videos about those makeovers to let you know really what the makeovers meant to us as we sort of transform and renew and move out the winter and Christmas and be so delighted that it's a new year and a fresh start. And our transformations or makeovers, they're very meaningful. So in other words, when we're switching between seasons, these sections have meaning to us and there's thought put behind it. So I do appreciate everyone that's tuning in. If you haven't been to KC Collections yet, we invite you to come. We are just 30 minutes north of Roanoke and 30 minutes south of Buena Vista, right in the quaint town of Buchanan, Virginia, just on the south side. So why don't you come on in? I'm going to recap our prior 2 sections very briefly and show you my favorite transformation, which is transformation number 3. I think it's my favorite transformation because it has a lot of personal meaning to me. But first, let's quickly recap transformation number 1. This is where we started at the front of the store. We'd already flipped from Christmas to winter. And in our transformation number 1, or makeover number 1, we went bold and powerful with our Michael's Cherry furniture. We wanted to remember the past with the poppies and those that had fallen for our country this year and certainly in all prior years. The red was also a statement of standing tall. The metal was a symbol of strength and standing tall as well and forging forward. And also the red represented courage to move forward, to remember the lessons of the past, all of those things. And we wanted this front of the store, to sort of represent kind of where we're going this year as we forge ahead and get these other 2 stores open, in the appropriate time frame. So in other words, this was makeover number 1. A recap of makeover number 2, and let me find makeover number 2. There's been a lot of makeovers or transformations this week. This is where we started in the left-hand side of the store at the very front. Now our front sections definitely have a lot of meaning for us. This section in our video transformation or makeover number 2, it was all about renewal. Renewal, relaxation, refinement, and calmness. As you can see, there's the antique white furniture representing calmness. There was lots of lavender spread throughout, went into great length of what that meant to us, but basically purity, serenity, caution, being mindful as you forge ahead, silence, kind of taking time to listen, and devotion were all things that lavender represented. Notice there are rabbits or bunnies in this section as well. And bunnies are typically known as small, timid creatures, but they have very good general symbolic signs such as love and luck. And with that in mind, as they eat or chew, you can see their little mouths moving so rapidly, and it's normally a green diet. So we focused with green linens in this section so that brought to you a sign of renewal, rebirth, energy, safety, thinking about our environment, etc. So a little recap of that section, and just kind of as we kind of wind down in this section, the tulips. Tulips are rebirth. They're the first signs of spring that you get. I'm not sure about you, but I love tulips. It's something about seeing them push up out of the ground. And they're so brave because more times than not, as they come up, what happens? We get some more snow right on top of their little heads, so to speak. But they come up anyway. So it's just something special to me personally about tulips, and I try to buy a lot of tulips in store. We have these tulips, which are our real touch tulips. So they certainly feel real. The pink tulip symbolizes happiness and confidence, and the purple tulips typically are a sign of royalty, and all that really means to me is just standing tall and forging ahead in a new year with excitement, but remembering to move forward with caution, factor in some relaxation, and always remember to take time to listen. So with that being said, those were our first two transformations, and I want to take you through transformation number 3. And I'm going to show you a picture. And again, this is probably my favorite one for what that matters. This is where we started at the very front of the store in front of the registers. This is how it looked for most of the Christmas season, with the general backdrop of the Michael's Cherry blended with Michael's Cherry Black. And we had a lot of hutches and a lot of glass, and again, for a lot of the time, that's how the front section right in front of the registers looked. Well, now I'm going to back away here in just a second and reveal this section to you. The transformation, and I call them transformations because, and as you get to see here, for us, this is a big transformation. You know, my dad used to talk about New Year's resolutions, and he would call them revolutions. They were earth-shattering. You started out with the resolution, and more times than not, it really didn't stick. But a transformation is so much more than that. A transformation is more about, you know, a renewal of the way we act, or the way we talk, or the way we think, or a renewal or a transforming of our minds, or the way we have things set up. So this section, this antique white section, with its area for not only relaxation and talking. Remember when you used to go and visit on Sundays, or you would have a pile of people over at your grandparents' house and there was never enough room to sit, but you put in a bench or whatever you had to do to pack it full so you could have a good meal together? Well, really, that's what this section is about, transformation to us. As we go through the details of kind of what we have here, we've got our friendship upholstery, we've got our number one selling, or their number one selling, our number one selling sofa, which is the 1201 sofa with its matching chair and its number one fabric. So you might as well start at the top. It's a Johnson black fabric, it's quality furniture, it's 8-way hand tied. And in other words, life passes quickly. So at some point, if there's something that you want, you know, why keep putting it off? Get whatever you consider to be the best for you, whether it's the best in quality or just the best at what you want to have in your world. Now, as you see here, we've got some light along the way, and we've got our lavender mixed in with forsythia. Forsythia is always a cheerful sign to me as well. I know it grows wild and the bushes can get really out of control, and no matter how much you cut them back, they seem to just run wild anyway if you don't keep a close eye on them. And that's really a reflection of life. It can get away from you for sure. Time passes, you don't know what month or day it is, and I certainly can't be the only one that feels that way out there. So we've got the symbol of good luck, the bunny, mixed in with the early signs of spring, a little calmness, and take some time to light some candles. Now these flickering flames, yeah, they're all soft and they're wonderful. We sell a lot of them, and that's great because you don't have to remember to blow the candle out, but life's pretty short. So we better start to light some candles and take some time to really see them burn down, because as the courting candle goes, it really goes quickly. In the backdrop, you'll see here that, you know, we've put it together in a way that there is an area for relaxation or conversation and an area for dining, if you will. And the section is meant to represent quiet time in life, again, how quickly it can pass, and knowing that good things are worth the wait. So the section or session was called It's As It Should Be Almost, meaning, you know, I realize this rug isn't as large as it should be. And I realized that the furniture is tighter than it actually would be. And I also realized that the plates and the bowls don't have cups, and there's a napkin that's crooked over on the white. And it's really a little bit incomplete. But you know, that's okay, because that's a sign of life as well. It all can't be perfect all the time, but more than that, sometimes it can't be perfect any of the time, but just enjoy the moment. So we try our very best to keep our sections together, to keep our sections intact, but it's never going to be perfect. But this is a step in the direction of we're putting things together. Notice the corner cabinet is lower. We've got a 2-door hutch that's taller. We've got a bookcase that's lower. And then we've got a large stately piece. So you can see in that backdrop also a reflection of the ups and downs. I prefer to place my furniture that way so that you have a focal point. Behind the sofa, you have the tallest piece. You know, in an ideal world, you would have your largest piece near your table. This was purposely set up different from that so that you could see sometimes in your rooms, it just can't be maybe as it should be from a decorator perspective, but rather as it is. And we can just be happy with it as it is. Now notice that there's a bookshelf back here, and we get asked for bookshelves a lot. And you know that we have furniture specialists that can talk to you a lot about being able to get items in different colors and different stains. And you know that we don't do pushy sales. And we don't mark our furniture up to mark it down to make you think you're getting a sale. And you can buy everything separately to give you maximum flexibility. But notice that the bookshelf has plenty of light on it right now, and it has an empty shelf. And for me, I guess this means there's light for moving forward, but there'll be a time where we need to turn down these lights as well and just be quiet. Just be quiet as maybe we grab a book, a special book to us, spend a little more time reading. You know, we all get so caught up in these iPads and iPhones. There's something magical about a book, and I'm going to be picking some of those up this year myself so that I can fill my bookshelf, so that I can spend a little more time just quietly reading. So if you're looking for bookshelves, we certainly have those. You know, as we kind of forge forward, we wanted you to see what this section meant to us. As we move over to the table, again, this was set up with a reflection of packing the table with people. One way to pack more people around the table is a bench. You know, it's not as comfortable, but if you have a smaller space and you need more people around it, typically you would put a bench in that would be a foot smaller than the table so that, you know, it would slide under. So if you don't have enough room, but you've got a lot of people coming over, or you like to pack around, I mean, I used to not like so much having to be so crowded at the dinner table. But sometimes those are the most magical moments, and you look back and you say, well, it really didn't matter that I could move and that my elbow was hitting someone else's. It just really matters what was happening as far as the conversation. So typically, as far as the table's concerned, we suggest you allow a foot per person. A 6-foot table would mean, you know, generally speaking, without a bench, able to accommodate 6 people. We are adding tables that have rounded corners. Notice that this is a thick top table. It doesn't have rounded corners. We certainly can do more of an oval table. There's just lots more options this year with our tables as far as that's concerned, whether you're looking for extension tables or pub tables or tables with thin tops or thick tops or different colors, or maybe the ladder back chairs are a little too country or primitive for you. Well, we've got, you know, a new state chair that I'll be showing you in tomorrow's transformation that may work a little bit better for you. So whatever the case may be, you can see there's plenty of floral for cheer. You can see that there's a print about living life. There's a print about what life is. And there's the lucky bunny. But for me, this was a symbol of sort of a older bunny. And perhaps it was a symbol for me of a guardian angel. Notice it looks like a grandmother. So you too may have some guardian angels. So we'll remember them as we forge forward. We'll remember it's as it should be. Well, almost that is. And for now, that's a wrap. Transformation number 3. Whatever you do, have a great day. And remember, we all have a chance to write a new chapter in the book of life on a fresh year. Be happy, be peaceful, and be healthy. Until next time, I'm KC, and that's a wrap.